What was that? Am I live? Yeah. All right. That was an open. That was a new big graphical fireworks show. And then you get me. and Matthew Rice is to my left.
Hello.
And a little out of focus, so maybe Jeremy, you can come around and check Matthew's focus. You're blurry.
Ooh.
It's probably that procedure you had yesterday.
Yeah.
Made you blurry.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to talk. We don't have much of a show lined up today in terms of guests, but we do have a really cool, I think, video that we produced and released last night. We're going to play that. It's about 6 minutes long. Other than that, the main thing to talk about today is your tooth filling.
Yes. So I'm 23 years old, as you know. I'm not sure if anyone else knows, but 23, and I have never had to have a cavity filled before.
So you're a good toothbrusher.
I don't know if I would say that. I think I've been lucky.
Good bones.
Yeah.
Good bones.
Yeah.
Okay.
But recently, specifically yesterday, I had an appointment to get one of my cavities filled, and I was terrified. I was shaking in my boots, like scared, and I wouldn't let anyone know because I'm like, I don't want to be scared of a tooth filling, out of all things to be scared of.
We were just talking the day before about end of the world, end of the finance system, no Social Security,
like the national
mass
debt.
extinction, the seventh mass extinction on the planet Earth.
Meanwhile,
And what you were really worried about is that tooth filling the next day, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was. Hey, what can I say? I am afraid of the unknown, especially when it comes to like needles in my gums and stuff. But it actually went really well. Like I showed up, they walked me through the procedure. When they stuck like the Novocaine in my gum, I didn't even feel it. I asked him like 15 seconds later. I was like, "When are you gonna put the needle in?" He was like, "I'm done already." and just like the whole procedure went like super well, and there was no like pain or annoyance or irritation.
Did you talk like this the rest of the day?
Slightly. I was noticing when I was trying to smile, I was like, only like half of my face was moving, and I was like, this is really weird. I can't feel it. Quick, somebody punch me.
It's not a bad weird, right? It's just weird.
No, not a bad weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not normal. I mean, I don't know anybody who does Novocaine daily, so
I'm not aware of it being a habit.
yeah, I'm not sure that that's something that a lot of people do.
Probably, let's hope. I don't know. There's something for everybody out there. So.
Hey, that's true. That's very true.
So anyway, it was not at all what you thought.
No, I mean, I had a great experience at the dentist, which I don't know if you can say that all the time because a lot of people hate the dentist. But
so here's a news flash: you do not need to be afraid of fillings.
Yes,
right. That's news. That's news to you.
That is news to me. I will not be scared. Well, hopefully, I won't have to have fillings in the future. But if I do, I will not be afraid of the procedure.
I think a question a lot of people would have is, did you have the gas beforehand? Have you heard about the gas?
I have heard, like laughing gas? Yeah. No, I did not have any laughing gas. I just had, I thought that there was going to be pain with the needle just in my gum, but they put this type of like jelly on like a Q-tip basically and rubbed it on the gum where they're going to like put the needle. And they rub that, and so that just numbs it like locally.
Yeah.
And then the needle is so fine, and there isn't really like much of a movement that you don't feel a thing. From when I did it, at least.
So maybe there'll never be another if you made it this far without getting a filling. But if there is another and they offer the laughing gas, give it a try. It's kind of funny.
Okay, I would hope so if it's called laughing gas.
And that maybe could be addictive. I don't know. I can imagine having a tank of laughing gas next to my bed. It'd be pretty cool.
You're walking down the street and they're like, "Oh, he's got oxygen. Are you okay?" Like, no. It's not quite oxygen.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you for the report on your tooth filling.
Of course.
That's the kind of show we're going to have today. That's about it. Uh, Now, about that open that you just saw, we have a secret weapon here. His name is Jeff Pickett, and it's a friend of mine who I hired for, gosh, probably the better part of a decade. In the 90s and early aughts, when I had an ad agency, I had a couple clients that needed video production and animation. And so Jeff and I worked for a long time together. And he's our secret weapon. The little circle stinger, the green stinger you see at the beginning of the show, he did that a long time ago for us. He's done a really cool stinger for the beginning of our music segments. We haven't used very much, but I think he used it yesterday, Jeremy. And we're going to start using that every day. Which, by the way, I guess, we could talk a little bit about. We really would like to end every noon show with live music, or at least recorded. It was live when we recorded it, but particularly local. We're really interested in local music. Get a little weird feedback there. So, yeah, he's working on that. So we will have a recording of accordion music, I expect Friday, which would be really cool. It's someone you know. I'm not going to say names in case things fall through, but Friday will be fun. And more and more musicians will be coming in. So if you are a musician or you know a musician locally, particularly on San Juan Island, we'd love to have you in. And we're actually kind of resetting the stage here so that we can do music on this side, possibly even leave some cameras up in position.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
Light it just for that purpose. So we've already covered David Messmer playing Hammond organ, David Messmer playing, I call it xylophone, he calls it vibraphone. I'm sure he's right, I'm sure I'm wrong. And have we had any other music guests, Jeremy? I don't know. We're working on it. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting somebody, but I think it's going to be a really good way to end these shows on a really up note. And, we might talk in the first block about pretty heavy-duty news, and then we might feature a business or nonprofit in the second segment. And then I think in that third segment we can, really leave people excited. Mm-hmm. And also, we would be happy, especially for that last segment, if anyone was in town and you've got a shopping list at King's, but you got a few minutes, come by and be a part of that live music part.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
So pretty fun right there.
Real brief time will unlock the door, so let people in. Yeah, so I think live music is something that you're going to see here potentially, hopefully, almost every day. So anyway, back to Pickett. How did I get on that? Back to Pickett, our secret weapon. I'm actually going to show you the open once more, if you can cue that up, Jeremy. And this is about 30 seconds, which is pretty spectacular. So the other thing going on there is that you can see that that's kind of a graphical depiction of where we're headed with this in terms of the regional news. News from that huge area from Victoria, Bellingham, Marysville to Port Angeles and everything between. So now we just have to deliver on that open. That was definitely the easy part, and that wasn't easy. 48 man hours went into making that thing.
48 hours for the 48th parallel.
Exactly.
There we go.
Quite a coincidence. So thank you, Jeff Pickett. You do amazing work for us, and a whole whole lot more to come. So at that, let's segue to a news report that we shot, CNL2 shot, something that was arranged by Robert, a person who's been assisting us a lot in the last few days, and the Public Affairs Department of the Coast Guard. We shot this Sunday and then edited all day, pretty much all day yesterday. It has been out on the page as a video on demand since 9 o'clock last night, but we haven't streamed it yet. So this is, if you're nearly ready, Jeremy, this is about a 6-minute report on the visit from the Coast Guard cutter Blue Shark, visit here Sunday morning with a big tour and good attendance. Take it away.
So we came in yesterday to have a port call with some liberty for the crew to explore Friday Harbor, get some time off during our patrol here. And then today we had some community engagement with the general public coming by between 8 and 12. And right now we are hosting the Boy Scouts and the Sea Scouts here on board. Oh yeah, we had an amazing turnout, probably over 200 people. The sheriff really set us up well and invited people for his Facebook page, so that was amazing. We'd like to thank him for that. So our greatest asset is really our ability to launch our small boat. In most conditions, we have a stern launch system for a 17-foot response boat, so we can really get on scene, launch that boat and bring people help or put people in tow and really take care of a lot of distress cases with that.
Typical day underway, we'll get underway from a mooring ball or anchor, and we will go conduct a law enforcement mission, or if there's a search and rescue mission, we'll do that. And we'll stand our 4-hour watches. I stand the officer of the deck watch along with 2 others, and we'll rotate every 4 hours on that. All right, this is the bridge or the pilot house on board Coast Guard cutter Blue Shark. This is where we stand our officer of the deck watches and our crew member of the watch watches. So they conduct engineering rounds as well as assist the OD or officer of the deck with basic duties on the bridge. My job as an OD is to maintain proper lookout and safely navigate the ship for the commanding officer and let him know of anything that comes up that are in his standing orders. We tend to utilize our navigation system over there. We don't have charts anymore. So we utilize our ECDIS system. It's our chart plotting system. We have one node here. We have a secondary node back there. And then we have a third form, or we call it a tertiary form of e-navigation, and that's via the Raymarine chart plotter system up there. And we also have 2 radars. We have our 50 radar here, which is old-timey. The water is ready to go. Which is our primary radar system. It talks to our AIS, which gives us information about other boats. So I'll turn it on to demonstrate that. We have these little triangles that are boats, and when you click them, it gives us their name, typically, as long as it's registered, their bearing to us, their range, course over ground, speed over ground, CPA, which is their closest point of approach, which gives us information on what kind of navigation rule we will be utilizing to safely navigate the cutter. And I'm going to turn that off. And then these are our throttle controls for both of our MTU diesel engines. We have a twin screw vessel. This is our helm, and that's how we steer the vessel. When we're underway, we typically use autopilot to maintain track. We have a track mode that allows us to follow our routes that are on the chart plotter. And then up here, we have our FLIR, or forward-looking infrared camera. It's gyro stabilized and allows us to get a very good visual on our, could be a law enforcement target, search and rescue case, person in the water, or just for standard lookout duties, trying to determine what we're looking at and what kind of situation may exist. At night, it has an IR mode or infrared. During the day, we don't want to use that because it will burn it out, but it allows us to pick up heat. And so if we're looking for somebody in the water, it can be very useful. We monitor 1.3 and 1.6 on our VHF radio. And then also we talk to our sector on these Motorola's here on VHF and UHF. We also have a high frequency HF radio for offshore operations. And if that doesn't work, we also have a satellite phone that we can use. There's an antenna that goes up all the way up to the pilot house there, top of the pilot house. And we can use this attachment here to dial in and make a phone call if necessary. Or if sector needs to get a hold of us and we're in an area where the radios aren't working because it's got a lot of hills around the islands or up in Alaska where we've gone before and had to use it, that would be what that was for. Here we have our 1MC system. So that's for pipes to notify the crew of emergency, if we're having a brief, or just basic information to get out to the crew. That's easier than calling everybody up at the same time.
So welcome to our mess deck and our galley. This is our kind of common area on board the cutter. This is where the crew will come for meals, for some relaxation, and kind of space owned by our culinary specialist, which is our cook on board. And we can seat about 9 people at a time here on the mess deck, which works out well with our 11-person crew when 2 people are up on watch on the bridge. Everybody can cycle free out here. Right adjacent to it, you can see the vestibule leading into our engine space. So that's where we have our 2 main diesel engines and our 2 ship service diesel generators. And on the other end of the mess deck, you can find the path to our crew berthing area, where we have 1 4-person room and 2 2-person rooms, a head and a shower.
Hardest part about this is probably family, not being around family, missing birthdays, stuff like that. The typical military, missing events that typically you wouldn't if you lived a normal schedule.
So the impressive thing out here is we have such a small crew, 11 people, that everybody has to kind of step up and bat above their weight class. If they were on an equal job on a larger ship, they would be doing a lot less. They might just be a lookout or standing a certain engineering watch. On here, really every person has to know what's going on and be involved with all operations and kind of have a larger view of the mission as well.
So there you go. That was a lot of fun, and a couple hundred people in town or on the island were able to see that. I believe even a few people who knew about it came over. Was it from Arcus? Did somebody come over that you spoke to? So with me here now is Jeremy. Boy, gotta work on that noise. So go over to Jeremy. There you go. There's Jeremy. So Jeremy edited this piece. Is this your first appearance?
It is.
Oh.
I think so.
Don't let it go to your head.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah. You probably need to put your headset on. So you
All right.
you are new to this,
I
aren't you?
am new to this.
Yeah. You're talking with no headset.
All right.
Muted. So Jeremy is really running the. If this was a restaurant, you'd be back of house.
Yeah.
You're the chef,
Basically, yeah.
and the dishwasher, and the sous chef, and the pastry chef, and so you do a great job, and yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, you had never edited video before when? I mean, serious ENG, electronic
Serious
newsgathering.
ENG, probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But editing before that, lots of different Adobe editing.
So, yeah, this editing project yesterday, it's the second bigger project that we've done like that. And I think you did an excellent job. It's
Thank
really
you.
good.
Yeah.
Really solid.
I had a lot of help.
Yeah, you did. Somebody's done it.
I wonder who that was.
Done it a little longer than you have.
Yeah.
But that was a fun shoot too, would you say?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did all the audio for it, and Jeff shot the video, and Coast Guard was really great and had really good, their speech that they gave for each part of it was really well done, and definitely good at PR and very helpful, very helpful getting on and off the boat, explaining the different parts of the boat to us and to everybody else that was there, and making us comfortable so we could walk around the boat safely.
Yeah. So little bit of background there that we didn't really just have time to get into. You might notice an accent of Captain Koenig is how he pronounces it. And that's because he's originally from Germany. And I thought that was incredibly interesting, that I guess he must be a naturalized American citizen now, I would guess, to be running a Coast Guard cutter like that. But really nice guy, just tremendous cooperation from the Public Affairs Department of the Coast Guard. Thank you very much. And he runs a tight ship. It was just complete professionalism. I'm sure it's every Coast Guard cutter, every Coast Guard, everything to do with the Coast Guard is first rate. But I just won't forget how clean that engine room looks. I mean, those white engines, and you could eat in there. You can eat on the engine if you wanted, which I wouldn't recommend. But
Yeah.
the whole staff was friendly, and it was just a great experience. And one of the reasons why they were there in the first place is, like every organization in America, they're having recruiting issues. And so the Public Affairs Department of the Coast Guard said, hey, guys, get out there, especially to the coastal towns. I thought that was interesting. Some things, we talked to both of these officers for more than we could put into the video. And one of the things that they explained is that they wanted to get out, especially in the coastal towns that already kind of get it, already probably have a passion for the water. And so they were really interested in connecting with younger people that they could either recruit now or recruit in the next few years. There was a big contingent of the Boy Scouts and I guess Sea Scouts also.
Yeah.
So it was
And
just
they did say that a couple of them are interested in enlisting in the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So total success. But thank you, Coast Guard. Thank you, Public Affairs. Thank you, Captain Koenig. Thank you, Bosun de la Garza.
Bosun's Bosun's mate first class, James de la Garza.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, and the entire crew, who we don't know their names, but it's a great video that is stored in a recorded form, probably just underneath this viewer right now. Did we move this to the top?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you're probably not even seeing this because it's not at the top. So, oops. So, yeah. Okay. So, that would explain. So, anyway, I think we're done for the day. Wanted to get you on camera. And even though you probably didn't see this live, we will have it up recorded. And we will see you tomorrow. I think Jeremy might take us out with some more David Messmer music. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Here's one you should all recognize, written by Benny Green, Body and Soul.